Bienvenidos a su vida, es hora de color como el mundo de Frida.
What I love about you guys, you know, is that even though that here's a band that's making music that is very much Latin inspired, that is very unique. No one in the band is Latin, you know, no one is from any part of the Latin heritage, but yet the music is so amazing, it's so original, it does not mimic, but yet create its own individual style, genre, without trying to pretend to be like anyone else or sound like anyone else.
My pit stain.
All right, let me see this. Maddie, line up, guys, line up. We're ready.
Sorry.
It's two.
I was thinking sheet because you need so much.
That's about the shot you want. Keep that the whole way. After I move back, go in tighter on her.
Okay. All right.
So Freddie, don't go
So
any
keep
back further.
so keep this distance, John, the whole
Keep
time.
that distance. When I come back, then you can move tighter on her. I'll push Freddie in. Ready?
Okay, you got it.
Do your thing.
Pressure fell off.
Okay, keep it rolling, Bob.
Still going, I think.
You were saying your shoes.
We'll never see his friends.
Okay, we're rolling now.
You don't want me to lip sync or you do?
No.
Here we go.
Just having fun dancing.
We're rolling.
Oh, that's the last one. Wait, redo just the last.
How do we have a 100% Jewish young lady, you know, who grew up Jewish, is able to bring such authenticity into Latin, speak fluent Hispanic, and able to capture such captivating emotion and do it in such a pure, authentic way?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I think that for me, the way that music sort of moves people, language is able to move me in that way. So when I discovered the Spanish language in school, I was 10 years old, and I was already so interested in music and the arts, and language to me felt like another art, something else that could move me and allow me to open my mind and feel those emotions. And then luckily I just jumped into it. I had dedicated teachers, and I studied hard and I worked hard. And then I was sort of handed these great opportunities because I loved it so much. And just growing up in South Florida, I was surrounded by Spanish culture and Spanish music and Spanish food, and I got to get so many tastes of the culture just living in Florida. So I felt like it was a part of me in a way. And then from my research, I've actually found that the Jewish people, when they were expelled from Spain in 1492 and the diaspora occurred there, and they went to other places, they took that Spanish language with them and created this beautiful Spanish patois called Ladino. And that was something that inspired me extremely, because it takes a piece of my culture and it takes something that I've loved and have felt this passion for so long, and it kind of gives me this idea that is a part of my history, that is a part of my soul and my culture, and something that I want to share and show people, because that's some history that I'm sure a lot of Jewish people don't know. You know, we have this Spanish language as part of our culture too. And I definitely don't want to appropriate Spanish culture at all. To me, it's an appreciation, and I want to see what I can add to this culture, to this genre, and hopefully find some fans that want to listen to this kind of music as well, and feel that culture and feel that influence that I feel like is purely Juliana. That's us three, that's our band.
Corazón
there's many bands that mimic, that try to sound like someone else, that has no originality, that is pretentious. When I listen to you guys' music, I sense there is an originality. There is just a pureness about it. There is just an emotional, captivating performance. What's blowing my mind, no one in the band is of the Latin heritage, but yet you guys have captured and made that music without even trying to sound like or be Latin. How are you able to accomplish that task?
I hear the melodies in my head, and I just pick up the guitar. I don't plan on writing. I don't have a set date I'm going to write like they do in Nashville. I just, when I feel like picking it up, I pick it up, and whatever comes up, comes up. Music to me is like, you don't have to be a cowboy to write country music. I don't think you have to be Latin to write Latin music. It's just music. It's either good or it's bad, like you said. And it's just the way it makes you feel. Even though I don't understand Latin language, when I hear it, it just sounds beautiful. You're listening to the melody and you feel the song in your heart and your soul, you know what I mean? It's like when I play the guitar to these songs, my left hand's doing the chords, my right hand's doing the heartbeat, the soul of the song.
But somehow there's a sense of sexiness, there's a sense of purity, there's an emotion, there's an escape that should keep captivating you. Last song we did, as you know, I said, John, this is your best song. You know, I don't know if she could outdo this song. You know, this is the one. It was called En Cama, by the way. I said, John, this performance, this song, this is it. When I first heard that out of everything I thought you was doing. And then all of a sudden, John called me. You called me a week or so later. Oh, I got a new song. Can we come in on Monday? You know, I want to lay it down. I want the band to come in first, and then we'll bring her in after. I'm like, you know, a day or so later. I'm like, okay, so, you know, we did your guitar, started with acoustic guitar, then we added the drums, and then Madeleine come in, by the way, did her vocals. Took us, what, an hour? Which is the fastest we've ever done vocals.
Yeah.
And this is, to me, her best vocal performance yet. And then we hear this song, I'm like, John, this is your freaking greatest song. Yeah, he said that about last one.
He said about the last one,
and
yeah.
then you said to me, this is definitely, I love this one. And this really came together.
Where's Madeline? Is she late again?
She made it.
Oh, she's here?
She made it.
Oh, she's here.
Samba Saturday!
We're rehearsing for a big tour coming up. Here's our room.
Juliana, the band, amazing. You know, when you bring in John, who start with his acoustic guitar, and then, you know, which is interesting, when you guys come in, as I was saying before when I spoke to Madeline earlier, then I hear this guy who comes in, who's playing the drums normally, and then he goes and start playing percussion. I'm like, okay, what part of Cuba did this guy come from? Or is he mixed Cuban and Colombian? So, Bob, give me a little bit of feedback of that authenticity, that soul, that Afro-Cuban rhythm, that rhythmic, captivating performance that you are able to bring to Juliana. What is the origin of that, and what's going through your mind as he bring you just a simple acoustic riff, and then somehow you take it to Colombia, you take it to Cuba, you take it to Ecuador, you take it to all of the South Americas. How are you able to do that?
I really don't have an answer directly for that, but all I can tell you is that you know, like any musician, you bring in what you feel, what you know, what feels good for that. And what John lays down, to me, feels really great there. But that there is really kind of a home base for me. When friends of mine were, you know, we're all listening to they're all listening to Van Halen and Aerosmith and things like this. I'm listening to Santana or Sibasa from Kenya. I just have a feel that I just love this kind of music my whole life. I mean, 6th grade on, I mean, I've just really been into percussion and Latin and samba type feel. Don't ask me why. It's hard to play rock music to that, but now that I have this, it's great fun, you know, and I'm totally enjoying it. So
It kind of incorporates rock and the Latin feel.
It does.
And you get to bring a different energy to it. And something I love about you is I'll sing a first line and you're like, oh, that feels really like the Wonders. That feels really 50s. Oh, that has more of a Santana feel. And you're helping me with my music education. Or even the first time Bob and I met, he's like, yeah, this has a real Gypsy Kings feel. And that was something that really took us somewhere, because we want to make a type of music that isn't really being made in Latin music right now.
Right.
And Bob definitely brings that talent and that listening history that is able to take our songs to that next level.
Manny was like, who are the Gypsy Kings? I said, you don't love them. Just trust me on this. So
I don't think they know how long it takes to do like a drum session. You have to get the drums, you got to do congas and bongos and timbales and plastic things you hit with the stick, whatever you call those.
Cuando me despierto, eres lo primero en mis labios. Tú me animas al comienzo de mi día una vez más. Tú eres mi cortadito, sacudida a mis sentidos con una capa de azúcar como la cafeína. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar, por favor y gracias. Elevas el ritmo de mi corazón. Eres la razón. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar, por favor y gracias. Una copa de alegría, no puedo creer que seas mía.
I had, when I was 10 years old, I had a neighbor who was Latin, and I asked him to teach me guitar, and he didn't teach me how to play Latin. He showed me chords, like a G and an A chord and F chord and all that. I'd go over after school when I was 10, but when I walked in his house, he was playing flamenco, something beautiful, and maybe he inspired me. I don't know. His name was Ricardo. I wish I knew him where he was now. I'd like to show him some of the stuff, but it obviously maybe it rubbed off on me.
So, now, on the seriousness of things, guys, I'm a fan. There's going to be, God knows, millions, billions of fans, hopefully. Because I often hear, for me, okay, I can speak for every fan, what I heard, what I felt, right? It almost was the definition of love for me, you know? It's the sudden realization that someone else exists besides oneself, right? When you're talking about love. That music for me gave me a reason to fall in love with music again, because I've lost it for a while, because the music industry, the music was in such a bad place. To find a band that is able to make me fall in love with music again, you know, it's like when you was young, you know, when you first discovered music and you hit play, there's that feeling that you felt, you know, it's like falling in love, right?
wow.
That did that for me.
That's
and
something.
and it was like, I'm like, thank God this fell on my lap, because I honestly felt that our industry, what we're passionate about, the very platform of expression that we have, all of the poets that exist within that platform have completely given up on the platform, you know. And then now it's like, oh my God, music is great again. You know, someone is paying attention, someone is trying to be creative, responsible enough to take it back to that place where I felt love, where I felt, you know, a sense of escape, where I felt someone is actually speaking to my soul again. That's what I felt. I can't speak for every other fan, but that was my experience. I don't know if it was intentionally done, if it was accidentally done. I don't know how the stars lined up, how it happened, but that was my experience. So express to me if that was something that you guys, was there anyone in the group cerebral enough to to know that this was gonna be the experience, or was it something that just happened? You know, all the stars lined up, the God sprinkled some some dust over that experience and to create that. Because honestly, that's my experience. You know, that is what I was exposed to. This is why I listen to it every single day. This is why it's on rotation in my car at home. How did that happen? Help me understand that. I want to get into the creative minds. Bring me into your creative process.
So for me, on that note, it is love. It is us giving that through the music. And the word that I would choose to describe what we all want to give with the music and through the lyrics is empowerment. It's owning who you are. It's owning what you've gone through. It's owning the love that you have in your heart, the pain that you have in your heart, the desire to dance, the desire to sing, and really empowering yourself to be this confident person and take on the world and leave the weakness and the hesitation behind, because you only have this day, you only have this life, and you have to be empowered in order to do that. You have to trust yourself. So I think that a lot of it is on that note, for me at least, is I want people to reclaim who they are and to be powerful and feel that love.
Let me just say one thing though. As a musician, which you are too, what you just said and what you are experiencing by bringing love to music back to you and your soul and your heart, I'm not sure there could be a better compliment given to musicians. And so I'm really moved and touched by that unbelievable amount, because that's what I feel music can do. You know, if it's all done hopefully well. You know, I'm really glad to hear that, Noah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So, in closing, guys, where can we find Juliana? What can we expect from Juliana? I know a little bit of inside information. I can't give anything. You know, I want people to be as excited as I am. So tell us where we can find you guys. We'll put it on the bottom of the screen with all the links and where to find you guys. So where can we find you guys? And when can we expect your first song to be out?
So by the time this interview is released, our first single will have released on August 12th, which is called Las Rosas. And we are consistently working on new music. We have a couple of singles that we're going to release over time. Every couple of weeks, we're going to try to bring a new song out.
Couple months.
Every few months. And I can't wait to play live shows with these guys. That's the next thing that's coming. But you can follow us on all music platforms, Juliana, and our Instagram is Follow Juliana. The website is julianamusic.com.
Wow. Thank you so much, Juliana, and looking forward, to so much more music, guys. I can't wait for everyone else to experience what we've been gracious and humble enough to be part of. So I wish you guys nothing but the best, and may God continue to bless you with great melody, great song, and continuous health and great personality. And we wish everyone out there to remain safe, and we wish their family safe. And Juliana, everybody, thank you.
Thank you.
You guys say no.
Okay, so just let me.
Right. Mic stand, light.
I'm sure you can punch the hell out of John.
Let me know if you get sound in your headphones. Could you have some more body in the guitar, please?
My happy place. Cuando me despierto. Can I get a little more reverb on? Cuando me. That sounds perfect.
Cuando me despierto, eres lo primero en mis labios. Tú me animas al comienzo de mi día una vez más. Tú eres mi cortadito, sacudida a mis sentidos con una capa de azúcar como la cafeína. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar por favor y gracias. una mañana. Tu dulzura es el final de mi día una vez más. Mi bebé, mi cortadito, sacudida a mis sentidos con una capa de azúcar. Dame tu energía, tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar por favor y gracias. Elevas el ritmo de mi corazón, eres la razón. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar por favor y gracias. Una copa de alegría, no puedo creer que seas mía. Hiciste mi vaso medio lleno, un gusto y soy tuyo. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar por favor y gracias. Elevas el ritmo de mi corazón, eres la razón. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar por favor y gracias. Una copa de alegría, no puedo creer que seas mía. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar por favor y gracias. Elevas el ritmo de mi corazón, eres la razón. Tomaré un sorbo, tal vez más azúcar por favor y gracias. Una copa de alegría, no puedo creer que seas mía. Hiciste mi vaso medio lleno, un gusto y soy tuyo.
How's that? Cool.
I don't know. That's my story.